All right, so who wants to give us our recap? Don't all speak at once.
Recap.
So we started off at the keep doing a short rest. After we finished that, we decided to go ahead and head down. Upon heading down to the basement cave area, don't know really how you want to explain that, we found a monster creature type thing, more like an abomination.
There's tons of flesh everywhere the ground.
Yeah,
the room was all flesh with a portal in it.
Everything was flesh. The portal was a strange metal that we couldn't really identify. The boss monster down there was basically super tough for melee. Few of us almost went down, but we ended up killing it, and then by doing so, we deactivated the portal. Upon some investigation, some of us realized that the portal, there's one of two things that the portal can happen to keep it open, is somebody maintaining it, or what was the other reason? It had basically it required some sort of source to maintain it for being it to be open, and by killing the monster, it basically closed itself. Leo basically took some parchment that he found upstairs and some charcoal to get some of the runes that were etched onto this portal. After a while, the floor started to become more and more back to its original form. I could be wrong on that. So we kind of all decided that this was basically a suicide mission. We weren't going to get a pickup, in a sense. So we decided to head out for a bit, and we came across a village that had a fresh water source, and that was kind of where we left off.
Well, we're walking back to go report to what happened.
Yeah.
But it's going to take us some time to get there.
Yep.
Anything else?
I think the village is in ruins.
Since you weren't here, Tao, the creature that you guys had fought said if you guys had attacked it, that your cubs would be in danger. So, just so you know, Tao would know that.
Okay.
It directly told you that, your cubs, it'd be a shame if something happened to your cubs if you decided to attack.
The funny question is, how did it know I have cubs?
That is a funny question.
Mm.
Made a lot of threats to a lot of different people. But anyways, so you all, the six of you, stand gathered in this village. It is not exactly large. You estimate there's probably about 50 houses or so. There is the main part, or so it seems, on the side that you're all on. And there's two large buildings. One you would think is town hall, something like that. It looked like a building of importance. And across the way in the town square, there appears to be a church with a graveyard around it. And then across the water, there's just a couple houses lining the banks on the other side, but not a lot. So you think that where you're standing right now, probably the main portion of the town. But as you all stand here gathered, what do you wish to do?
We have not taken a long rest yet, correct?
Yeah, we're
Correct.
looking for somewhere to rest.
You guys were going to head 2 hours to the east towards the city, decided to follow the road, and you stumbled across this village, and that's kind of where we stopped. With Leo going over and testing the water from the river, which did have a accurate taste to it, but didn't seem to do any harm to him.
Sounds good. I guess then we'll probably look for a place that might be safe to get a long rest, because I know some of us got pretty beat up in that fight.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think we probably should see if this location's safe. No wandering monsters or demons or anything like that's lurking. So that's what Leo's gonna do. He's just going to investigate some of the buildings, see if he can find any like life.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. All right, so there's one main road that kind of stretches through and leads to a bridge which goes over the river, and the road continues on. And there's these two little side roads to the north and south that also kind of branch off and have buildings on them. So you kind of walk around investigating these buildings. They don't seem like they were burned or anything, but more like they were knocked over. You do notice that several of them have like arrow shafts sticking out of them, which look to have probably been here for quite a while. As you kind of like try to shift through the rubble and look at things, doesn't seem like there's anything hiding or living in them. Even the wildlife seems to have abandoned this area. You do notice, though, as you kind of investigate, I would say the most standing building, or the building that's the least damaged, looks to be like the town hall like building, because it was made out of stone. And as you're kind of investigating that one, you notice on one of the pillars by the door, there seems to be like a charcoal marking on it. And as you kind of get closer and look at it, it looks like a fang that's impaling a sun. And it's very, it's not like great art. It looks like, if you imagine a kid drawing a sun with the sunbeams coming off of it, it kind of looks like that. And it looks like a snake fang or something that's poking into it.
You said, is it an actual fang or is it just a charcoal type art?
It's a charcoal type drawing.
Okay.
Is it anything that like thieves might like pick up on?
You kind of look it over and you get the hint that it probably is a symbol of some type, but it's not one you recognize.
Well, then I will mention that I don't have any idea what it means.
Will I know anything?
Do we see any corpses?
No. The place is absolutely empty of bodies. I mean, if you want to, as you guys kind of like notice this and start looking at it, if you want to give me a religion check, Sheeden.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if anybody has any kind of like religious training, that feels like it might be an investigation point.
Well, I'm assuming 9 is a no.
9 is a no, but Gabrish kind of like looks over and I think I might have seen something like that before.
What does it mean?
I cannot fully recall, but I think in my study of older religions, I came across something like this.
Does Gibris have any like this feels bad, or like it's kind of like a neutral thing, or like just something old?
Just something old.
What's the highest point around?
There's trees along the riverbank, which, as you're kind of like taking in the sight, it's quite refreshing. As odd as this town seems, that it is completely abandoned and the buildings are ruined, looks like some kind of fighting happened here. It's the first time in a long time that you guys have been somewhere where there wasn't constant chaos and seen some beauty, even if it's just green plants. But outside of that, all these buildings are basically rubble, so there's not a high point to any of them.
I do want to check the inside of this building. The town hall, right? That the with stone. How damaged is it inside?
Like the ceiling and everything's all collapsed in. A few of the walls are knocked over, not all the way, but
It would be enough to give us at least decent cover for the night. Besides, the ceiling.
no, they're complete ruin.
Okay. Are we wanting to stay here for a little bit of cover or find somewhere else?
I will say that you guys are looking on one side of the bridge. I assumed you haven't went over to the other side yet.
Oh, I would go over to the other side, trying to find. I mean, at this point, after looking and seeing there's nothing really here, I would actually go on the other side to see if I can find like a better place for camp.
Okay. You can give me perception check if you just want to like glance around, or if you're going to go house to house, you can do investigation.
Probably do house to house.
I'll probably go along too, and one of the things I'm particularly interested in is like seeing if there's any like signs of activity in the area, like if like patrols come through or something like that. That's going to change very dramatically like how we want to approach things versus this if it looks like it's very like abandoned and just kind of like left to its own thing.
Okay, you can go ahead and give me investigation as well. All right, so you two, you kind of like make your way. The road that leads through this town, just a dirt road. It looks well worn, well traveled as you're looking, Val, but it looks like it's probably not been used recently. You're not 100% sure though. It just seems like old ruts and old footprints and hoof prints from past use. Leo, fortunately for you, even though you rolled low, as you walk around looking at the buildings, you're just kind of like doing quick glances, but you come to one that looks mostly intact, has a roof over it. There's like broken down wall and stuff, but it looks like you could stay in it.
Okay.
I want to
point that out.
Sorry.
You're good. I'll point that out to Val, so she would know, and then I'll start going to grab the other party members and telling them that I found a place for shelter for the night.
All right. Shideen and Tao, what do you guys do?
Tao would probably wait on the bridge, waiting for this to figure something out.
Yeah, I want to try to get as close to the middle of this place as possible and do my primeval awareness.
Okay, well, the little town hall place where you guys saw the drawing is basically smack dab middle.
Okay. I want to do that before I go with them.
So it's like the main road leads in and opens up into town square, and that's where the town hall is, and across the way is the church with the graveyard.
Okay.
But as you kind of stand there and
none of this is
open
my
up your-
favorite terrain at all, so
Yeah. You open yourself up and you don't get any hits on it.
okay. I'll tell the group I think we're clear of any activity so far within a certain range. I don't sense anything.
As you are doing that, though, Gabrus is kind of over there just intently scrutinizing this drawing. You're just kind of focusing. You think you see a shift in the building, and there's like kind of a gust of wind blows through town.
A shift through a building.
Yeah, it just looks like something. Like as you're standing there trying to open yourself up and you're just focusing, you think you can see in like one of the buildings in the background, it looks like something moves.
Okay. I'm going to say there might be some movement at this building, and I'm just still watching it as I'm kind of speaking up and telling people. And I'll point to the building.
Well, it would only be Natasha and Gabrus at this point.
Okay. Well, the two people that are not here. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go investigate it. And I should still have my Drake with me as well, so. I'm gonna pull my bow out just in case too. And just go up to it with the Drake. So I'm gonna, I guess, peek inside and see what's in there, if there's anything.
So you walk over, and there's this kind of this half wall sticking up, and it does this jagged thing towards the ground. As you get closer, there's another gust of wind, and you just watch as this shutter kind of just waves in the breeze of the wind.
We're like, okay, false alarm. Well, I'm gonna continue to search around to see if there is. Make sure it's just that, and nothing is hiding in there,
Okay.
around the rubble.
You can give me perception then.
No, I don't see anything. I'll go back to them too.
Yeah, you kind of look around. Out to one side is just the open plains that you guys traveled from that direction heading here. And then looked over, towards the trees and the vegetation that follow the river back up in the distance. You don't see anything, and again, the shutter just kind of moves slightly in the wind.
Yep, I'll just head back to them for now until they're done doing what they think, so we can head with the rest of the group.
All right. Well, at this point, you've kind of checked that out, and you find yourselves all kind of back in the town square, or maybe I guess at the bridge.
Yeah, okay. And Tao is looking for a place, right?
Oh, no. Tao is standing on the bridge, kind of lost in his thoughts,
Oh,
kind of looking at the sky, thinking about the last battle.
Okay.
I think I found a place to stay for the night.
Okay, it's Leo. I can get you guys mixed up now. Where at?
It's down the ways over here, past the bridge. Yeah, it has a roof. Some walls are caved in, but they can keep us out of the elements.
You okay, my friend Tao?
Yeah, just wondering whether that creature we fought could read our minds, or whether there is something deeper to it, and things that it said.
Well, you guys touched that fleshy ground. It said everything to everyone who touched it. I didn't personally touch it, so I wouldn't know.
Perhaps. It did cloud out of my mind, though. Never mind. It's dead. Got what it
Indeed.
deserved.
Yes, it did. It's been purged from this land.
First of many. Now let's get some rest.
Indeed. Okay. All right, Leo, show us the way.
Can I show them where our new house is?
All right. So you lead them down along the road, along the river, and as you come to the end of it, you all see this building that Leo kind of walks up to, still mostly intact. You go up and you open the door, Leo, and it freely swings open. As you look inside, the room just looks like it's disarray. Not sure if somebody came in here and broke things, rummaged through things, but it definitely looks like something was in here and caused a lot of havoc.
I sort of feel like I'd probably stick around there while because it was Leo that was going back to let everybody know, and
Sure.
maybe start trying to
I may.
make some space.
Sorry, I need to cut in here. What the fuck is happening?
Nothing. We all love you. You're wonderful.
I know that, but what the fuck is happening?
We're looking for a place to stay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, you guys are in the ruined village. There was a drawing on one of the buildings which looks like a snake fang that was biting into a drawing of a sun. And you kind of thought back about your religious teachings and recall seeing this as something that was like part of a symbol of a religion that's long forgotten, but that's all you could remember. And while you were sitting there investigating that, Leo went and found the house.
Thank you. That's all I need. I'll shut up and I'll continue talking about bitch ass sun snakes.
All right, so Val, why they went back? You go into the house and you're looking around.
Yeah, looking around, trying to make space for what we've got 6 people and a Drake that can be summoned. I don't know if the Drake is like always there or not, but like
Yeah,
if it's
I
not a
can.
huge house to make
I
like
can.
space for everybody.
I can keep it outside.
That would explain why the house is in disarray.
So you go in, Val. I guess Leo, when you arrive, the door will be open. But Val, before they get there, you go in, and it looks like somebody's ransacked the house. A lot of stuff is broken. Pottery, tables, furniture, just shattered into pieces. It looks like either somebody intentionally broke this, or it was a side effect of some kind of fighting going on in here. You do, however, find an open trap door that leads down into underneath the house into like a basement.
Okay. I probably won't like delve down in there like completely by myself before everybody shows up. But I'd probably be pretty willing to like crack it open and maybe take a look and see what I can see.
Okay, well it's already open, but you got dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of look down and you see it's kind of like one of those ladders. It's kind of stairs as well, and it goes down, and it's just like this dirt dug out little crawl space that just goes a little bit back into the area, and past that you can't really see anything without having to go down into it proper.
Actually, I think I've still got my invisibility thing that I can do, so I'll hang on to that and like be ready to GTFO, but I'll probably hop down real quick if I can be sneaky and just see what I can find.
Okay, so you make your way down, and you're looking down this little tunnel, and it just opens up into this small little room, and it looks like things down here have been knocked over by whatever happened above. It looks like disordered, but there's definitely furniture down here as well. You approach it.
If I don't like see any like big obvious like this is a trap kind of thing, at least I'll like get a good look at it. I don't know that I would touch anything while I'm by myself down here.
Okay, so
But
you
yeah.
walk a good like 15 feet until this opens up in this room, and you look around and you see that this room was more taken care of. Like the floor isn't dirt like the tunnel is. It looks like they put some kind of stone down. Uh, the furniture, like the tables and stuff, look to be made out of stone, even though they're knocked over. Some are cracked or broken. Tons of candles everywhere, and you see in the middle of this room what looks to be some kind of drawing, like a circle, and you see a lot of serpentine like uh, pictures around this circle and inside the circle.
That feels vaguely magic or cultish, so I'm not gonna touch it. But I'll start making my way back up if that's all that I see that's of note down here.
Yeah, that's all down here. So you go and you make your way back up. As you kind of climb up and you look out the door, you're kind of trying to clear space. You can see Leo with the rest of the group approaching. At this point, Leo, you approach, you see the door open. Last you left, it was closed, and as you kind of peek inside, you can see that Val's in there, kind of moving stuff around, making space.
I'll be like, probably the safest place in town, but just as a heads up, there might be like a cultish circle thing drawn on the floor downstairs, and I'll kind of like gesture towards the trapdoor.
Heresy.
In the cellar.
I didn't see any traps down there though, so if you guys want to take a good look around or a more thorough look, you might be able to figure something out. I don't know much about snakes, so.
Yeah, I'll go down and see what's down there.
I will also do that thing.
Are we prepared
Alright.
for a battle if we go down there, guys? The last thing that we attacked down somewhere, it hurt us quite a bit.
I mean, that's a good question. Follow-up question. Was the basement made of meat?
Hard no. It was made of stone.
I think looks optimistic.
Was there a portal?
Not that I could see, just the drawing on the ground. There's a lot of stone furniture though, so if you guys wanted to, you could probably drag a table up here and put it over the trapdoor if you wanted.
I can have my Drake sit on the trapdoor.
I thought you were gonna say something else there for a second. Alright, so Gabrish, Leo, you guys head down. Anybody else?
And I will stay upstairs.
Jadine?
Yeah, I'll stay up here unless you need me. I'll stay next to the hole. We can just scream.
Okay, so the two of you head down. You make your way down this little dirt tunnel and then into the room. And basically, what was described to you, you see stone tables, chairs, candle holders with kind of burned out candles stuck in them, kind of knocked all over the place. And in the middle of this room, there's a circle. It looks like they drew it on there with who knows, and a bunch of serpentine like you can see snakes and fangs and what looks maybe a poison drop or something just all over the circle.
Can I see if this circle's like a magical in any sense?
Sure, how you do it?
See if it has like any sort of like magic engraving runes or inscriptions or anything like that that might look like it's similar to the portal.
Sure, go ahead and give me Arcana.
Whoa.
So you look over it, having worked with runes, knowing what they are, their purpose. You've seen, circles that the stone giants would draw with runes on them. It kind of resembles that, but you can't be 100% sure because none of these look like runes to you.
Okay.
So is it magical?
I'm not 100% sure, but let's treat it as it is.
Personally, I wanted to desecrate it, but alright, whatever.
Natasha runs down and jumps into it.
God.
I grab Garbarus and jump into it too.
I strangle him! I smite him as I strangle him!
Oh, man.
I will kill you, and then myself.
Yep,
They say freaking cellars are the portal to hell.
That's not a saying, and it shouldn't become a saying.
Yep, I'm gonna grab Gibberish and throw him down a crevasse with myself.
I will actually just kill myself. Goodbye. Fuck off. Anyway.
Okay.
So you guys kind of look that over. Anything else you wish to do down here?
I would like to desecrate the creepy snake circle by.
Alright. Tell me what you do.
I just start marking it up with the lightsaber. just like burning away the sigils. Anything of religious consequence.
Okay, so you pull out your sword and you notice Leo as he takes it and just starts working at the sigils in the circle, and nothing seems to happen.
What would happen if you put one of your feathers down?
Well, that's a fantastic question. Can only be answered one way. And I pull out one of the feathers and I put it down the middle of the circle.
Okay, so as you set it down, you watch as nothing happens.
Well, it's a shot.
Oh,
I pick it up. I continue desecrating it.
I'll be placing my stuff down in a corner somewhere.
Just paladin things, desecrating
get ready to
religions
sleep.
I don't like.
I mean, honestly, that tracks for paladins, like in
Yeah.
history and stuff too. Like, this is normal behavior.
Hey man, I'm just playing the chaotic I'm just playing the lawful neutral paladin. Let's go. We know how it goes.
All right, so you guys, after a while, find yourselves up top. Gabrish comes up a little while later, being satisfied in his desecration. And you guys set up your, I guess, your little camp for the night.
Does anyone need some food?
Hang on, let me. Can I make food today? One moment. I'm actually checking. I have forgotten.
That should
Oh,
do good berries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think that might be a cleric thing. I'm sorry for wasting. Oh no, it is a. I haven't memorized it today.
Well, I'll be casting good berry, and then I'll flick a berry to you. There you go.
Thank you.
Anyone want some?
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah, Tao will lift his paw.
I'll
Yeah,
toss them
same
to
here.
everybody. Hand them out, and then I'll feed my Drake one. And then I'll eat one as well.
All right, how many do you make?
Oh, 10 of them with a good berry, I believe.
Okay, that's enough. You find yourselves well fed from eating a single berry. What else do you?
Also,
Go ahead.
how, like, if I want to watch the sky, is there any birds at all? Nothing? Like, hear nothing in the anywhere? Like, no signs of life?
Give me a perception check. So you would have to either step outside to a window or one of like the broken sections in the wall.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But whichever you do is you kind of just focus, listening, looking to the sky. You don't see anything flying, and you guys aren't that far from the sea, the ocean. You don't hear any gulls. You don't hear like birds in the trees chirping away. You don't hear frogs or crickets. Stuff that you would expect, especially on this side, because you're really close to the tree line over here. It just seems quiet.
Okay. It's unsettling, but
Yeah, but it also means if something's not very stealthy, we should at least know if something's coming.
yep. Is the shoot the trapdoor actually hitting the door on the trapdoor or the trap area? Okay.
It's on there. It's hinged. It's just laying open.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna close it and tell my Drake to sit on it. Or to lay
All
down
right.
on it, so just in case, so it'll alert me or whatever if something
It'll-
tries to get out of it.
It obediently obeys, slinks over there. You can hear its claws kind of scraping against the wood floor and curls up on itself on top of the trapdoor.
Oh, we have that covered.
Fantastic.
Well, I'll take second watch.
I'll take third, and I'll be sure to memorize create food and water for
I'll
tomorrow, just in
take
case
first.
anybody's parched.
I'd prefer third watch, at least for tonight, because Val is still pretty injured, so completing that long rest fast would be really good for her.
Heyo, third watch buddies.
Let's go!
Yeah, Crow and Scarred Lit. Oh, that's not a good. We're gonna go with a better moniker for you.
I'll take the first watch then if nobody taking it.
Well, I said first watch. I'll go last watch.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all right.
All right then.
You can take first. I'll take last.
Wait. How many watches are there? 3 or 4?
4.
We just have 3 people on the last watch
I
and
was like,
one,
what
two,
the hell?
one on the fence two. We're
Yeah.
stacking the one we're really sure that people are gonna attack on.
It's all good.
We'll go ahead, Tal, and roll me perception. As the rest of you set up your stuff, enjoyed your good berry, and head to bed for the night.
Okay, so as I start my first watch, for those who still aren't sleeping, Tao will basically just sit in front of the building and pop open one of the bottles of cheap wine and just kind of look around, start drinking while taking a watch. And that's the effect of it.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I love it, and I support all of us. Just drink responsibly, everybody.
You sit there and drink, and as the more you drink, the more the thoughts of this thing saying that your cubs will be in danger enter your mind, and eventually it comes to a point where that's all that consumes you as you drink. Eventually, very tipsy, you realize it is your turn to wake somebody else up for second watch.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I remember who it was. Oh yeah, I do remember. It was Leo.
Wake up. Do I notice that he's drunk?
I mean, I left the empty bowl in front of the building, and I do look tipsy, so.
I could probably smell it on your breath. You go
Yes,
get
sir.
some rest. Yeah, I'll go sit outside. I'm not gonna drink the bottle.
Go ahead and give me perception. All right, as you're sitting there, your companion Gabrish inside, dreaming the night away, you have a vision, Gabrish, as you're sleeping. You seem to be soaring in the air, and you kind of look to your left and your right, and you just see black feathered wings. And then suddenly you come over this rise in the land, and you see these fiends just kind of surrounding this group of people, slaughtering them. You see that the ground beneath their feet of the fiends just starts to turn that fleshly, sickly substance that you had all walked upon when you went to the keep, and it just starts spreading ever outwards from them. As the people fall and this tainted ground comes underneath them, you watch as their bodies rise into these mutated, twisted forms, joining the fiends. They turn and they start marching in a direction, and as they do so, you kind of watch as you stay hovering there, and all of a sudden this raven just keeps on flying, and a feather falls from it and floats towards the ground, and then kind of turns gray and into ash, and then that will be when you wake up. But during that time, Leo, you kind of go out there and sit down. You're looking around. It is so quiet out here. All you can hear is the rushing of the water and the sounds of your friends sleeping, those who snore,
Yeah, Tao probably snores.
especially after drinking.
Yeah.
And your night kind of goes by uneventful. Every once in a while, the wind will blow through town, and you think you can hear like a creaking hinge off in the distance and see something moving. But as you focus on it, you think it was probably just like a door or something swinging on its hinges. And then you figure it's time to go wake your companion. As you head inside, you can see that one of them's already sitting awake.
Yep. Go. Would I know about sometimes you get visions at night or no?
Honestly, this is a brand new thing for
Got
Gabriel. So the fact that he's just like straight up awake is kind of weird.
I just go like clockwork. Got it. I wake up Val, but before I head in, I take the bottle of wine with me. I take a sip of that before I go to bed.
As you should.
As the two of you take watch, go ahead and get perception checks from you. And what do you wish to do?
Well, let me. That might be determined by my perception check. All right. So, I think Gabris is kind of gonna look over at Val and be like, "Can I confide in you with something?"
If you'd like, sure.
I just have to. Okay, so please do not think I am insane.
No promises, but go ahead.
Fair point. So, I have heard tales of clerics and paladins getting visions from their gods, though I have never particularly gotten one. Though before the watch, I ended up getting a vision of what might have created the things we are fighting. Fiends and outlanders, outworlders, slaughtering innocent people, turning them into that fleshy mass, and then making their bodies rise as the malformed abominations that we are fighting. It was a little bit more vivid than I was expecting, and I haven't gotten any visions until very, very recently. And I reckon it's true. That's how that's happened, which greatly disturbs me. Have you ever heard of such things?
I'm gonna guess that that's probably a no.
I mean, you would have.
Oh, like just like general. Like
I don't know how much you want me to go into your background, but being what you went through, you would have heard a lot of religious stuff growing up and things about visions and signs and omens and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, I see. Then yeah, I'll be like, I mean, I've heard of those kinds of things happening, although it's not something that like I've ever experienced. And I didn't exactly have like the greatest interactions with a lot of religious stuff, so I tried to keep my distance.
Oh, that's odd. Considering that, you know what, I'd assume that me being, well, I think it's, I know I'm a little bit zealous when it comes to things, especially in the middle of battle. I wouldn't actually expect you. I don't know, I get a good vibe off of you. A friendlier vibe, anyway. I would kind of expect something a little bit more colder, I guess.
Val probably will just kind of like shrug a little bit and be like, as long as like you're not telling me what I have to do, and like all of those kinds of things, what I'm supposed to be or not, then we'll probably get along just fine.
Well, I
Either
mean,
way.
I wasn't planning on it. I don't know, it just seems a new thing. Along with the end of the world.
Well, you know, who knows what can happen. There's dirt turning into, like, muscle stuff? I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure it's just general meat. But on the sunny side up, we actually ended up closing one of the portals, so who knows, maybe the land will start healing.
Yeah, hopefully.
Although we'll probably see vultures before we see any ravens, considering, well, they feast on dead meat.
I mean, aren't ravens kind of scavengers sometimes too?
It depends. I understand the symbology of the raven, though I'm not very much a nature person. Kinda spent a little bit too much time, maybe, holed up in my studies of funeral rites and religion.
I mean, knowing what can happen can be valuable too. I don't think that'll be... I don't know that that'll be the end of the world is the really, like, the best way to phrase that, but...
I mean...
We're here now.
When was the last time we saw the sun? When was the last time we were able to see water that wasn't stained with red?
Yeah.
I don't want to be doom and gloom. I genuinely think that we can pull through this and we can end whatever is happening here. But I think we should be realistic as to what is happening if we do nothing.
Yeah, I think she'll probably just kind of nod because it's also a little bit outside of her wheelhouse.
Same.
Right? A little outside of all of our wheelhouses, I think.
I'm a paladin. I'm literally the closest it's getting here, and I'm like, hold on there, my own goddess.
Anyway, do you think that the vision that you had is like an indicator of like just how things started here, or like maybe what's like an indicator of what's going to happen in the future?
I think it is both. I think she was showing me the process to which the meat lands were created. Just as she showed me the influence we had upon that portal back there. That the land would heal without the demonic taint.
I think that Val has to like cringe at the use of the word meatlands, but she's not going to contest it because that's basically what it is.
I assume I could see that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so maybe we need to come up with a better term that isn't meat.
Don't get me wrong. Val's pretty okay at deception when she wants to be, but I'm not sure that she's going to be able to hide that.
The meatland is bad. It's like, okay, so not meatlands. Do you have a better title for meatland?
No, like that was not something that I expected to have to like make a decision on today.
Teeth territory. Muscle Mountain.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is a muscle.
I don't know. I don't want to know that.
I don't either. It's actually really disturbing. I hope that's not a part of my next dream.
I was going to say, this is a thing that I feel like would be like the kind of snark that Val would have, but obviously she can't call Sodic out because he doesn't like physically exist in the universe. But don't give him ideas.
I'd like to think we continue coming up with alliterations for body parts.
I think that it's going to probably turn into Gabris like pitching them, and she's just like, no, bad.
That's
like the whole time. That's all that it is.
That's canon. That's exactly what happened.
Well, as you two continue on your watch, doing a fairly good job looking around, a little bored with just the watch, feeling your conversation about what to call the meat mountain. As time passes on, you realize that you should probably head back to sleep yourself and get the next person in turn.
I do that.
Right? You walk over and kick Shideen in the head.
Not the head. Maybe like the leg. Hello, please do not shoot me. It is your turn to watch.
I'll just have the Drake take care of you later. No, get up and do that.
Please do not have your Drake chew on my leg.
You look over to the Drake and you see it look at you and then look at your fingers and lick its lips.
Yep.
Under all of the armor, the fucking morbid ass armor, Gabris sweats in feet.
There is my perception check for the night.
Right. Well, as those two head back to their bedrolls and go to sleep, you head out and you're watching, and you don't really have great view from where you are. But you just remember that one thing you saw in the distance moved, which would have been earlier in the day. So you kind of just look over at that direction on the horizon, and we're talking like miles away. You swear you see what looks like the peak of a mountain shifting. But as you kind of dwell on that oddity, you bring yourself back to your surroundings and here and now, watching over stuff. Nothing happens. And eventually as you're sitting out there, you start to hear your companions inside wake up as you've all finished the long rest. So you can apply your rest bonuses and stuff.
Before your wrist gets up, he's gonna be waking up to the Drake sucking on his fingers.
Ah! I said the trick! I slap it! No!
You just hear it whine at you.
I am sorry you scared me. Pat, 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 pat.
Then it jumps up and kicks off of you and then walks away.
I die immediately. Gabris is just on his
Like a
ass.
happy dog.
Yeah, Gabris is just like up flat on his ass, just like back to ground, and he's just considering his life choices.
Do we regain half our hit dice after a long race? Or all?
Yes.
Yeah, half.
To make sure.
You're your hit's favorite to play with.
Yeah, I figured that. So who wants breakfast of water and nourishing bread with no taste?
Sure.
Cool, great. And he does a quick prayer. And I'd like to think little spectral ravens bring down jugs of water and baskets of bread.
Sure. You guys kind of watch as there just seems
I
to
love it.
to be this beam of light that kind of through the cloud appears, and all of a sudden there's just these spectral ravens kind of swoop in and drop some bread and some water skins.
It's
As-
incredibly overdramatic, I imagine.
As you guys pick this up, the bread is completely bland with no flavor, but the water is the most crisp, pure water you've drank in a long time.
You kind of see Tao looking at the bread with clear disappointment, but he munches on it.
Divine carbohydrates.
Out of character, all carbohydrates are divine. It is known.
I avoid the shit out of those. Anyway.
That doesn't mean that they're not divine.
I share some of my water with the Drake. Just a little
Alright.
bit. Just to have it a little taste, and then I'll drink the rest of it.
Happily laps it up. And it sits there and eyes you intently as you eat your bread like a dog begging for food.
Later.
I was
It will
gonna say,
spoil
I'll-
after- Hang on,
I was-
how many do I feed? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're good. I'm just also trying to find a place where I'm not like typing a whole bunch of the like key that's my push to talk for right now.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll share a little bit of the of like my bread with like the Drake, but I'm gonna be like it's not very good. But if you'd like to try it, here you go.
To clarify, there's 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water. Enough to sustain up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. You don't need to share this. Plenty.
But you forgot that Tao is a big boy, though.
Fucking 10 seconds. It's still not enough.
So
You clearly
basically,
underestimate how much we love carbs.
basically, it was like a flock of ravens holding a keg of water and a bag of bread.
With like string attached to them.
Tao's a big boy, but we all still can't understand why he chooses a shit in sand.
It's the culture. Don't judge.
Your
Spots and
culture,
everything. It's kind of
your
weird.
culture is shit if that is a part of its culture.
I feel like Leo's been sitting on that for a while.
I have.
He probably has.
I have since the beach.
I'm helping the nature.
No, you're not. You're making it worse. Vile. does Gabris have a fucking spray? Does he have like a like a spray bottle? Like, no, do not shit in the sand. Bad kitty.
I mean, maybe you got one of those like holy water canter things that you
I
fling at him.
I just fling holy water at him because I'm annoyed because he shits in sand.
What spell is that that's on the cleric spell list for like the celestial weapon or like whatever it is? Make it a spray bottle that deals radiant damage.
Only if I'm fighting him. Otherwise, I'm just like blessing the water and be like, stop it. Stop shitting in sand. Stop it.
All right. So as you finish off your food, your friendly banter, what do you wish to do with the day?
Well,
You figure you probably still have roughly 3.5 days to travel until you get to the city.
pack up and start going, I guess. Start packing back to the city.
Yeah, if we don't do it quickly, then it'll be 4 days, so.
Should we also maybe look out for any potentially more defiled lands? I look over at Val. Good name, good name.
I just roll my eyes, but I don't contest that one.
But you
Well,
do know.
on the way there, yeah, I guess we could. That's what we're
We
here
should
to
try-
do anyways, to investigate, right?
Yes, we should try to take out as many as we can along the way.
Totally can.
We're looking out for meat lands. Got it.
I was
I
vetoed
do-
on meat lands.
I do say no to that. I don't respond to defiled lands, but I will respond to the meat lands.
The taint lands. Tainted lands.
Not a good enough use for that word.
I suggested the teeth and tendon territories.
The
and the
defiled
meat
lands.
mountains. But she said no as well.
And I will say no again. Those are terrible. Do not use. Do not recommend.
The squishy lands.
I'm vetoing that. That's awful. Even I like that song.
Well, how would you guys wish to go about your travel? Because there is the road that continues on in that direction. There's also a river that flows north to south you could follow, but not in the direction you need to go.
I say the road.
Yeah, especially if this area is like wide open and we can see for a pretty long ways anyway. I feel like the road's going to be the clearest and easiest.
Is there a
Ish.
tree line hugging the road all the way for a good distance?
No, it's like one of those you know going through Nevada or something, and it's just like
Oh.
barren, and then you can see the water like a river or something. And there's just that lush vegetation that's hugging it. That's basically what you guys are in right now. So you know, as soon as you travel a little bit, you'll be back out in the open plains of this place.
Sounds like fun. Yeah, I think we should just travel on the road.
And yeah, bonus is that if there's any other like villages or anything like that along the way to shelter in, we're more likely to see them than run into them from here.
All right, so you all set out and you start heading what you would assume would be a eastwardly direction back towards the city. You're not exactly on the beach or on the shoreline, but you can see it out in the distance, and you can see the ocean out there, the gulf that this is part of. As you're just traveling down the road, I guess you guys are in the order you want to be in. What are you doing as you travel?
I'll be watching behind us, you know,
Okay,
every
give me
once in a
perception.
while. Just making sure we're not getting followed as best as my ability.
Yeah, then I'm just gonna look in front.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be like, just keeping an eye out.
I'm going to hum a little hymn to myself as I make sure we're going in the right direction with the continued survival rolls.
Is it going to be staying alive?
No, I don't think staying alive is It's exactly a hymn. It's not going to be staying alive, you heathen. Stop it.
All right. Well, those of you keeping an outlook for stuff, go ahead and roll perception. And as you're trying to make sure you're heading the right way, you can give me your survival checks.
Let's see. I'm not very good at my job, but somebody had to do it.
You kind of try really hard at the start to make sure you're heading the right way, and eventually you're just like, oh, we're on a road. They'll get us there, right? No reason a road would go any other direction. I think this is good.
It's always worked before.
But Leo, you guys have traveled for hours. As I said, there is no night or day cycle, but your internal clocks still have a sense of night or day, so you're kind of traveling into the night as far as your body is concerned. And but it is still sunny out, or it's still visible out. Some source of light's coming from somewhere. And in the distance, you kind of crest over this hill, and you can just see out in the plains. It's just completely empty, but you can see like a clump of something on the road, which from your experience you would think would be a town or something. And you kind of watch as these shadows rise out of it and kind of start moving in your direction, flying in the air.
Oh, that don't look good. As I basically pull out my weapon.
Now, this is still a ways off. You're like miles away.
Can I roll perception to try to determine what that could be?
Well, I'll point it out so everybody would know that there's something in the distance that's doing something weird.
All right, so you guys are walking, and then all of a sudden you hear Leo kind of like mention there's something ahead and something in the flying in the sky, and he points over towards it. If you want to look at it now, it's been pointed out. You can roll me a perception. You kind of try to gauge it. You're not sure exactly what it is, but having been versed in travel and distance and stuff, this looks like it's probably some kind of large creature. Definitely flying. It's flapping wings, so it's not like something that's hovering and unnatural. It looks like a giant flying creature, but there's like a flock of them, about maybe 6 or so, and they seem to just kind of be slowly making their way towards you.
I feel like we'll probably just like have my bow out ready to go just in case and be like, well, I mean, I guess let's keep going.
Is
They
there
see
anywhere
us, so.
else to hide?
I mean, if they already see us, then they're gonna know that we're out here somewhere.
Well, we don't know
you
if they see us or
kinda-
not.
You kind of look off, and I mean, it's not exactly flat land. It is kind of hilly, but these things do have a height advantage. Now, why don't you, Shidin, give me a perception? Okay, so as you're kind of looking around, you look over, back down kind of towards the coast, and it looks to be like, you think out there, again, it's not like right next to you, it's a little ways out, but you can still see what looks to be like shapes out there. You think they would be ships kind of crashed up on the shore, and then you watch as things kind of lift off from those and start flying in your direction as well. So now you got 2 directions that these things are coming from, but they're still quite a ways out.
Well, I mentioned the other things from the shore coming at us now too.
No, so the rest of you kind of look over down towards the shore, and you see more of them. About probably another 6 or so.
Well,
We're about to get surrounded, boys
fantastic. I
and
fucking
girls.
unleash the lightsaber. Let us get to work then.
All right, so you guys kind of just come to a stop here in the road and prepare yourselves.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I guess
before
so.
we get into this long, drawn-out thing, let's go ahead and take a real quick break for people who need to use restroom.
Yes, I'll be right back.
Time to get more beer. BRB.
I am back.
Welcome back.
I am still here because I didn't need to AFK, but I'm gonna watch a video until we're ready to go.
And to do holy work.
Alright, I'm back.
All right. I think we're just waiting on Drake.
I'm back.
All right. I apologize if you can hear our daughter in the background. But you guys kind of all brace yourselves as you watch as these two groups of flying creatures. They seem to kind of spread out, and then you kind of watch as they descend down and land on the ground. They just kind of seem to be out there rooting around. I can't really tell from this far what they're doing, but you can hear them kind of making calls out between the two different groups.
Do we understand what they're saying, or is it just gibberish to us?
One second. It just sounds like animal calls, like coyotes howling at each other. So it doesn't sound like coyotes. It's just like animal calls.
If they're
Okay.
a little bit closer and we can hear them, can we get like a description of like what they look like and what we see?
They're not like super close. They just seem to be screeching out. So you can give me a nature check if you guys wish.
I'll give it a go. But
Yeah, I'll YOLO that dump stat.
why not? Right? Did better than the actual lion, so like, hey. No offense.
So you're kind of sitting there. Well, I guess Tao as well. You're listening to these things kind of call back and forth. Like I said, distant coyotes or wolves or something howling at each other. The tone that you give from them sounds maybe reptilian, maybe draconic. Like you guys sit there and you rack your minds thinking about your adventures in previous lives before everything went to pot. You've probably heard this sound before, and it came from some kind of creature, maybe related some way to dragons. They just kind of have that same vocal-like sound to them.
Would I know that?
Nope, you got too low of a roll.
Okay.
What do we do?
I do not think these are outworlders.
Oh, flesh beings?
That's a little bit general, considering we technically are also flesh beings.
Okay, meat sacks.
Again, not any better.
Muscle bodies?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Yeah.
I still think we should keep walking
Damn
around
you.
and just be prepared to fight.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if they don't feel like particularly fiendish, then I'm down to like continue. But do want to be like ready for like conflict if that shows up.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so you guys continue on down the road in the directions of the ones in front of you. As you're making your way this way, you notice that the other ones seem to pick their flight back up. They kind of fly parallel to you. Eventually, you kind of come down into a little dip in the land and come back up. And you can see at this point, now that they're no longer just dark shape moving around, what looks to be these giant or large reptilian-like creatures kind of walking on two back legs with these winged arms kind of like walking around, and this giant scorpion tail coming out of the back. And as you kind of stop here to look at them and take them in, you notice the ones that had been following you kind of have moved in a little closer and landed as well.
Well, that's
It
curious.
seems like they're stalking their prey, and we're the prey.
Does anybody know what they are?
I mean, I think I do out of character, but I don't know that Val would know.
You guys are level 10s. You probably heard of them or maybe even personally encountered these before.
Are they wyverns? I love wyverns.
They look to be.
Oh, fucking what? Okay, I have a story later, though.
Do we...
Anybody want to give me a perception check and look closer at them?
I will do that thing. Yeah. Man, dude, I didn't see shit. This helmet's
Why?
really...
Perception. I'm supposed to be good at this. Why? Okay.
Well, Shadeen, as you look these over, you are very familiar with wyverns. And these things look weird. They look like they might be scaleless. And their skin's just kind of this green, sickly color. You can, even from this distance, kind of see like the veins sticking out, kind of bulging out in spots. And it's just something seems off about these. You know wyverns, and these aren't what wyverns are typically like. By the way, now that I remember, there's a good number of you who have these red lines all over your skin, and you itch really bad.
I thought we did lay on hands to cure disease.
Oh,
We
did
did.
you?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay, you cured. Okay, so you don't have it anymore.
yeah.
Never mind.
Raven boy in the house taking care of illness.
Yep. Me and Val got it, but we got rid of it.
There was 4 of you who got it because 4 of you got hit by the breath.
Oh, so and then Brian's character, and who else was it?
I think Towel got it, but I don't know. Like, I assume he would ask for it to be removed as well.
Oh,
I'm-
okay.
I remember you going through your lay on hands for that.
Okay.
I mean, I was only able to heal 2 people, but I can subtract the necessary points to make that happen as soon as it's brought up. Because Gabris would just straight up take care of you guys. It's whatever. That would be... Let me see.
I think it's
Yeah, it'd be 5.
points.
It's 5 points. I just had to make sure. So we have 2 more people, so that's going to be me at 40 today.
All right. Well, none of you have these itching rash-like things all over your bodies, but you do still have these weird-looking wyverns to the front of you and to the right of you. They're probably a couple 100 yards out at this point.
And I'm assuming we can't just lay on hands them away.
There's only one way to find out. Did you know if you heal somebody enough, it gives them cancer?
Well, I would relay what I see to them. Like, I know wyverns, but they don't look like they normally do and act like they normally do or whatever. So,
Does it feel like it'd be a reasonable conclusion to be like maybe these were normal wyverns that have been influenced by whatever fiendish shenanigans are going on?
it's possible. They don't have this. They're scaleless. They're acting deranged, probably. Who knows? We don't know until they tried to attack us.
Well, I think they will attack us, so I'm up for turning from prey to predator in this sense.
Well, Shadeen, do you know if wyverns are intelligent enough to speak?
Would I know this?
They're dumb creatures. They have like some intelligence to them, but they're nothing like dragons. You know, they kind of like hunt in packs, and they have their tactics and stuff, kind of like how wolves do, but they don't have like society and talking or anything.
No talking. They hunt like wolves. That sort of thing, like they're doing now with us.
Pretty much get ready for a fight.
Yes.
Think we should move closer, or
We should
wait
keep
till they
going
come?
down the road.
Alright.
Wait. Get ready.
Yeah, so tread with caution as we're walking down the road, ready for a fight. I'm also going to be keeping an eye out just in case there's more than just the wyverns, so I'm looking side seeing if anything.
Well, I've been watching behind us the whole time too, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys continue walking down the road, being that you are pretty close to them now, you watch as they all kind of pay attention to you at this point, and they take flight into the air, and they're just kind of hovering there, screeching at you guys. The ones that's off to the right of you, drawing closer. You keep walking towards them.
How close are they to us now?
Depends on how close you want to get. I'll say you were like 500 yards out from them when you stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm also game to just like walk with confidence and don't be scared of them, and then like
Yeah.
well maybe they'll also
Territory
like
thing, maybe we can avoid this.
That's why I was wanting to still continue down the road to get away from them.
Well,
They're in front of you. You
And
guys
I
have
know
been
they're in
walking
front of
towards
us. We have to go this way. If we want to
can-
trail off to the left.
I think we should trail off the road a little bit so we're not impeding on what they're doing.
yeah, I think that's fair. I'll follow that lead.
Well, if they're scavenging for food, they're going to attack us anyway, but... Alright.
So yeah, we're gonna move off the road and give them distance, basically showing that we're not trying to be aggressive, but we're trying to move past them.
All right, so you guys kind of head off, start making your way to the left, trying to give them a wide berth. Eventually, as you're walking that way, you see that they kind of settle back on the ground again. They don't seem to be approaching you, but you are heading towards like a little rise. You think maybe it's a bank of a river or something, but as you're growing closer to it, you can kind of hear like this moaning coming from the river.
Anything out of the ordinary on the rise of this bank or no?
No, just kind of looks like at one point it was the bank of a river or something.
I'm gonna peer over and see if I can see the river and what's inside of it making the sound.
All right, so as you kind of walk up, it gets more dry, more dirt as you come to the crest here, and you kind of peek over, and at this point you just hear what sounds like dull groaning, moaning sounds, and you can see kind of resembling what you guys fought in the keep. They look a little different though. They look like twisted visages of people, and they seem to be gathered around this giant body, just tearing at it and eating its flesh. And as you look closer, it looks to be the body of a giant, in fact, a stone giant.
Oh, that's not fun.
No.
How many of them are there?
Yeah. How many?
You're not currently looking, unless
Oh.
you want to go join them.
Yeah, I'll join them.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Roughly.
I see a blob.
You're probably a little focused on what they're munching on.
Yeah,
Probably stings you a little bit, but as you're kind of looking, you notice motion to your right, and you look over, and you can see Tal standing there looking. As Tal, you think you count about 10 of them.
Reckon we can take them on. Get rid of more of those foul creatures.
Let us do the holy work.
Well, I'll kind of motion for the group that's kind of stayed back and have them come up here and we'll make a decision as a group.
Well, we have those wyverns too.
You see about 10 of those.
The wyverns haven't really moved very much.
And the creature that you posted there, how big are they? Are they like large size too?
They're medium humanoid-like creatures.
Alright, well, if we want to.
Well, we can take them by surprise or just keep flanking around. I can get us hiding.
Yeah. I'm fine with doing the fighting. I will point out too that like there is also like a decision to be made about like a potentially unnecessary risk for the point of like getting that information back to the city. But if we think that we can do this too, then I'm down.
We are well within our wheelhouse.
Yeah, we're still a couple days out.
Also, Leo, would this giant happen to have anything that on it that you can use?
Can I figure out what type of giant? Like, I know it's stone giant, but I can figure out like what class it was basically for.
Well, you kind of look over, going with the perception you rolled, and it just seems to be a stone giant laying out there.
I wouldn't know until I got closer.
Well then, we have multiple reasons to engage.
Should we start with range attacks and see if they start approaching us? We might be able to get rid of a few of them before they reach us.
I was gonna agree with that. Why don't we use range tactics until they get closer for the melee to do something about it?
Oh, to be a surprise attack. So, if we were wanting to take care of them right now, we just have to watch our backs for those wyverns as well.
I shall play as Vanguard for when they get closer.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the wyverns. Make sure they don't come any closer than they need to.
At this point, they're out of your view, but you can watch in that direction.
Yeah, that's kind of if they come closer, basically, or come up, you know.
How far away are these creatures munching on the stone giant?
They're like 30 feet from the bank. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta be right back.
Okay.
No, you're
This is when the doom music starts to kick in. Even though I like this music on right now. That's in the jukebox going right now.
Yeah. Same. This is unrelated, but I just find it funny.
Yeah, it's you.
Mm-hmm. Don't touch my teammate. Do not touch. I stab.
And I'm just in the back with a gun. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
with
gonna blow this guy's
love
head
it.
off in a minute.
with the biggest gun. How big is that? That's a really big gun.
And this is me in the background.
Let's go. Wiggle, wiggle. I'm glad this team gets along so much better than the other one.
The other one got along great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes,
It all started with us jumping in a cellar that led to a portal of hell.
And it was pretty much downhill from there.
Yep.
Yep. Now the entire world's hell, so it's just relatable now.
Honestly, hashtag too real. Also, the meme that I'm about to post is specifically like League related for League of Legends, but also feels super appropriate given the like leave my party alone.
Yeah. Right. Also, I wanted to thank you for that one clutch song. I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, the what is it? Regulator?
Yeah, I actually really like clutch, so it actually works out.
And I was like, does Gibbous run around and like murder his ex-lovers? I don't know, but like the like swinging clock pendulum thing, like inevitable justice kind of thing, the overall like aesthetic of the song, vibes.
Vibes, indeed. I don't think Gabris has ex-lovers. It's the thing. I think he's a little bit extreme.
I mean, you know, that's valid.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've shared this before with some of you guys, but I have in my Sundays group, there's a guy that's usually late all the time. So every time he's late, I just post this, so he knows.
Nice.
Because it's usually every time he comes in, what's going
I
on?
love
We're
it.
fighting something.
This is vibes.
Man, I can't wait 20 more days.
20 more days.
The Legends of Akmoxina anime.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh, alright. I've never been that into Critical Role, but I can appreciate that you are.
Seen some of the clips. It has like that Avatar like style
Vibe,
to it.
yeah.
Well, it's from Titmouse.
That would explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the videos that I saw was they were at the tavern or something, and I think somebody did something to the group and Frog cut off his hand. So when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is going to be like kind of like Avatar, where no blood or gore is happening. And then I saw the hand cut off. I go, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Have you seen Dragon's Dogma, the animated series?
No, I haven't.
Oh
It's
man, dude.
not great.
It's not
I-
great, but we weren't expecting it to be so brutal
Yeah.
at the beginning. It was so funny because my girlfriend doesn't like gore or anything, and I'm like, oh, she's like, oh yeah, okay, kid, you're gonna run away and be safe.
Yeah, but it feels so cheap, though. It feels so cheap.
It is.
Like, it's like,
They
oh.
rushed it. Like, it seems like
They
it was
rushed it.
rushed and stuff like that too.
Yeah, it's just like those first few episodes are like, damn, man, that was not great. Like they were trying
Yeah.
to go for like some sort of Castlevania
Cringy
thing.
Castlevania style stuff, yeah.
But here's the thing, Castlevania is actually really good.
Yes.
This ain't.
Yes. The Netflix Castlevania thing was really good.
Yeah, shit. I hope they make more. I mean, obviously you'd have to do a different Belmont, but like, damn, man.
Well, it's most likely going to be his son.
Yeah, probably.
It would have to be.
It would. We got actually the context to this group is actually kind of amusing for this one.
I love it. I don't remember like all of the stuff that we did, but I remember in one campaign that I played, we were able to get our barbarians AC up to like 35. Through a bunch of like everybody. We were basically funneling them. Like the barbarian is who we're all focusing on to like buff.
Cry
pretty
some more. Oh,
Sunday's game that I have,
Can I some more?
we had a wizard that was a blade song, I think is what it was. And when he did his song and dance thing, it jumped up to like 32 for like a full 10 minutes. So like, holy crap, dude! He's basically invincible.
Alright, that reminds me. Wyverns. I had a warlock who one of his defining traits was he had an ungodly amount of hate for wyverns. Not like before I made him, but because one of the damn things one-shot him with its tail at one point. So like for the remainder of the campaign, every time someone would say wyverns, his eye would just twitch, like that'd be the slow turn, and he'd summon his fucking hexblade and be like, where is it? Where is it? It must die. I need to genocide all of the wyverns.
I haven't run into a wyvern at all, D&D, to be honest with you.
we have now. Oh wait.
Fucked up wyverns.
Oh, does anyone have the new Dragonborn book? The new one, Fizbin's
Yeah, I do.
book. Have you've looked into the Drake Warden, right?
I'm playing one in Sunday's game.
Yeah. So one of the traits of how you got your, your thing is from Skyrim reference.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like number 4 or 5. It says you found this stone thing and you've read upon it and it gave you the knowledge,
Huh.
like you do in Skyrim.
In my Sundays game, I have it to where I can speak to my Drake in Draconic. We have bets between me and him, so like I trade like trading sticks that are basically bet sticks. So every time somebody in our party does a stupid thing, or I feel like is going to be a stupid thing, I just roll a d20, and the high is the Drake's win, and the low is mine. Currently, I'm losing. The Drake's winning the bets.
Drake
Yeah.
is sweating.
Yeah, my girlfriend just gave me the Drake Warden Origins. An ancient draconic inscription on a standing stone empowered you when you read it aloud. It's totally Skyrim reference.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's kind of how I felt with my wizard in the first campaign.
Then you probably felt like this. Hold on. Just found it.
Yeah.
It really doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. If it takes that long for you, you're slacking off. It should be going from like normal person to crackhead in at least 3 sessions. At least.
We have on a Fridays game that I play in. We started off as an explorer game, and it was fine. And then we picked up it's like a sea adventure basically. And then we got a new player that joined, and he is a wild magic, I think, wizard and sorcerer. Thank you. I can't remember between wizard and sorcerer half the time. So he's a wild magic sorcerer, and the first combat that we get into, I happen to fly close enough to him, and he rolls an 8 on the table, which is cast fireball centered on himself, and he kills me.
Well, you win some.
We were level 3.
You lose most.
Yep. Basically what happened was cast fireball, I went down, I rolled 1 death save, failed it, and then rolled a natural 1 right after that.
Get fucked.
Rip.
Yep.
Do, 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 do. Na, 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 na. Be right back, getting chips.
That's a true fact right there.
I am sorry about that. I'm back.
Welcome back.
I might have to go again, but we'll see. We'll try to continue.
All right. Welcome back.
All right. So you've just walked over, peeked over the ridge, seen the creatures, conversed about what you want to do, and decided to attack. So here's a battle map for you.
Back.
All right, then I guess let's get these rolled.
I go. Oh, right. Just a reminder, everybody. I think you get a bonus.
You popping
of-
off?
I am
Yeah.
ready to do Ynir's holy work.
What is it, a +5? Or
+4
4?
to initiative, yeah.
All right. Who wants to play Natasha? Oh, Drake. Thanks for offering.
I was gonna say I could play.
What's the closest portal to hell? I'll just fucking beeline for that.
You should be able to see the character sheet.
Yes, I can see it.
I did not give him a full rest, so none of that stuff's been changed.
I'll do it. Half the
Yes,
dice
ma'am.
back.
It is 20.
Alright. Since this. I know what I'm gonna do. Make sure what she's gonna do.
All right, you're all ready?
Yeah. Oh, did I not do her? I guess it did not go through. That sounded wrong.
Yeah, well. Good.
There we go. Well, it's under. It should still be. Yeah. Okay.
So just to clarify, we have our ranged combatants and then our vanguard, and we have somebody keeping an eye on the wyverns to make sure they don't flank us, correct?
Yeah, I think
All
so.
right. All right, cool. So I'm going to be backline, making sure our ranged party members don't get flanked by wyverns. So I'm just going to kind of turn around, keep my eye on them, bring out the sword, and hold the attack action if they get close enough somehow. And start humming a little tune under my breath as I get into my battle mood.
All right, living on a prayer. I like it. Tao, it's your turn.
Love it, my man.
I'm waiting for our range attackers to initiate, so I'm pausing for now.
Okay, well, with that, range attacker, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna shoot at this one right here.
All right, you will have to move up in order to see him.
To about right here.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna move up, and shoot.
Go for it. 28 hits. You're shooting the bottom left guy?
Yes. This one right here.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot at it again.
26 hits.
And I'm gonna back up. And that'll be
Okay.
my turn.
All right, well, think about what Natasha's going to do. She's up next after Val.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to move up here by these rocks, and I will also shoot that same one. I don't have anything that's going to give me advantage on this, correct? Like default heights or anything like that?
Correct.
All right, cool. Just a straight roll then. I don't believe I get sneak attack on this, so it's going to be a 12 to hit.
Isn't this a surprise attack?
Yes.
So doesn't it include advantage or sneak attack? Can't remember.
I think if I hit, it's a sneak attack, but I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've run those.
12 will miss.
Okay, sounds good.
We don't have our dedicated rules lawyer here, so let me look at rogues real quick.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I can't use my steady aim unless I stand still. And I think it'd be something that'll probably be under the surprise condition in combat, if I remember right. I think that's where it would be if it's anywhere. If you want to carry on, I can look it up real quick while we go.
Yeah, sure. Just see if you would get advantage on these. Natasha, it is your turn. Or Drick.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon, and I'm gonna after wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, and it's a 60 feet. I'm gonna shoot. Come on, game. It's gonna in between.
You lagged out there.
Yeah, I'm lagging really bad. Right there. I'm going to place my spiritual weapon right there in between those two and hit the one that we've been hitting. And does he have something for this? Or do I have to roll it? Because I don't know what spiritual weapon right here.
18 would hit. You got one left or right?
The one on the left.
Okay. Let's go ahead. 10 damage. All right. It is now bloodied.
All right.
Also, the short answer is no, but if we get a moment, I can read the whole thing if you guys want.
Back up. That's my turn right there.
Okay. Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so at the start of combat, you determine who is surprised and who isn't. If you are surprised, you cannot move or take an action on your first turn, and you cannot take a reaction until your first turn ends. A member of the group can be surprised even if other members are not. And the assassin rogue specifically at 3rd level gets advantage on creatures that have not acted in combat yet. But I don't have that.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. It was just they missed a turn.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Since they are surprised, they were too busy feasting on the body, even though none of you tried to be quiet. There seems to be a lot of racket coming from them. So even not being quiet, you guys approach them unawares. So Leo, it is your turn.
Is this bank like a cliff, or is there like an incline for them to get up to where we're at?
It's just a little bank. Like if you went to the river, you'd be able to get up and down it pretty easy.
Okay. I'm gonna position myself here and hold my attack action to anything that comes in range, melee range.
Alrighty. And nothing else you do?
No, that's it.
Okay, and that brings us back to the Raven Knight. As you watch your friends, a couple of them start launching attacks. The enemy's still not knowing what's going on. What do you wish to do?
1, 2, 3. I'm going to stick to the defensive. Let them, handle the offensive if they're just going to, like away at health. My job right now is to keep them safe, as it always is. So I'm just going to kind of move with the group just so that I can get as many people in my aura as possible, depending on what happens. And continue keeping an eye on the wyverns while also kind of keeping an ear out for approaching enemies from my rear. So which is
All right.
basically hold action attack.
All right. Then Tao, it is your turn as you
Yep.
watch your knightly friend just kind of step up next to you, kind of looking the other direction. Not fully focused on it, but he's ready if anything comes that way.
I see. I'll follow Leo's approach and I'll come a little closer. I'll stand here and hold attack action when they, well, presumably start approaching from this direction onwards.
All righty. Tao, it is your turn. Or sorry, Shideen, it is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna move back up and shoot the one I've been shooting at. 19 hit.
19 does it.
Still alive.
Swear you did that damage earlier. Yes, he is still alive.
I did. And I'm gonna shoot at it again and miss.
16 still hits.
Oh. Alright. There we go.
Hey, one higher. And just enough as they're kind of just feasting on this body of a giant, and they're noticing you. They're starting to react. They just haven't yet, as they kind of starting to pull off and look in the direction. But before they even move, you manage to just riddle this one full of arrows. You and Val, and the spear, and it falls over dead.
Yep, and I'll move the rest over here behind Tao.
All right. Val, it is your turn, and you do have your wyvern with you. Sorry, your Drake.
Oh, right, I do. It's alright. He's not attacking. He's doing
Alright.
the dodge action.
I just put him out for you. It's your turn, Val.
All right, cool. Steady aim to give myself advantage on the attack, so I'm not going to be moving anywhere. And we're just going to attack like the next one up above it. So like going around clockwise.
All right. 26 will hit.
And that is 26 points of damage.
All right. So as they're kind of turning around, starting to notice something's going on, you manage to sink this one kind of like through one of his eye sockets and twitches a bit and turns his gaze towards you guys. Anything else?
I don't know. I don't feel like they're smart enough for me to be like snarky and use my bonus action to mock them, but I kind of have that energy right now.
All right. Then Drick, it is Natasha's turn.
Does he know that his mic's muted?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I can attack with spiritual weapon as a bonus action, right? And still do something.
That's how what the spell says.
I'm trying to read it.
I believe so.
I haven't really done a cleric in a hot minute, so I think
As
it's
a bonus action, you can move it 20 feet and repeat attack against a creature within 5 feet.
Okay, well, I want to do that and hit the one that Val hit.
All right.
So, just trying to make sure I'm hitting the right button here. There we go.
That will miss.
And then I will guiding bolt it.
And guiding bolt it, you do. As that hits.
And casting at level 1. And then
Alright.
whatever hits it next has advantage.
So your guiding bolts isn't exactly physical damage, so there's no wound for it to bleed out of. But as the light come down and it basically gets seared by this light, you do notice that from openings like its eyes, it's where its nose would be, mouth and stuff, this blood starts to pour out.
I did mean to move her right there, but yeah.
All right, and that's all you do, you said?
Yes.
Okay, they do indeed. Now that one of them's been dropped, a couple been hit, have all turned and looked in your direction. And before, where they were kind of like letting out this muffled moaning sound, they all just start howling. This horrible, loud, makes you cover your ears or want to sound, and slowly begin to make their way in your direction. So I'm just going to move a couple around here. All right. Leo, as you watch him turn and start shambling your direction, what do you wish to do?
Okay. I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to attack this one in front of me.
All right, go for it.
Okay. With Great Web Master. So, what's that? 17 to hit.
That will hit.
For 28 points of damage. Next attack, 12 to hit.
That will miss.
Yep.
All right, but as you step up with one great cleave of your great sword, you manage to cut this thing open, and its bowels, which are festering, rotted, and disgustingly stinky, makes you almost want to hurl, just kind of spill out all over the place.
Oh, sorry, that last one's not 28. It's 26 because I'm not raging. But this time I'm gonna rage. So.
All right. And anything else you wish to do?
That was my action, bonus action. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So you guys are engaged in these. There is battle awareness. You are watching your surroundings. As they just start letting out this loud howling sound, you all of a sudden notice on the bank opposite of you guys, these creatures just kind of step up to the bank, start surveying the area. And as they do so, they yell out in their infernal tongue, which some of you can understand, "Distract the fighters and kill the holy ones." And then you watch as they just all of a sudden all right. just seem to teleport right next to you guys.
Tal
And
did
then-
an attack.
I believe the only good response here is heck.
Well, was Tal ready? Because I know
Yeah.
Gabrish was,
Ye-
right?
Yeah, I
Press
was holding
is
attack action.
Kitty. This one gets a slap.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Yeet.
Shit. Oh, I did not expect teleportation.
Yeah. All of a sudden, these beasts towering above you. It looks different from the last one you fought, but mostly the same. Just appear right next to you guys. You turn around and you just like a panic, try to take a swipe. Tal, completely missing.
Yeah,
Gabrus, on the other hand, was a little more ready for this as he lays his sudden blade. Go ahead and roll damage.
6 radiant. Dab right in the dick. Just, I was ready.
Now I gotta see something too.
Oh boy.
I feel like I spun in place and almost decapitated Shadeen accidentally.
Yeah, he snuck up behind you. All right, so you cut into him, dealing some damage. He just looks down at you and just starts swinging away. So I'm gonna roll 3 attacks against Shadeen first.
Say what?
Okay, I believe somebody can do something when I roll natural 20s. It might have been
Uh,
Natasha.
Natasha can and I can as well. I'll go first.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
It just negates it. Natasha, within I think 30 or 60 feet, she can negate crits. For me, I basically redirect it. So
Is who you redirecting it to?
this one.
All right. All right, so he kind of like lunges forward to bite at you, Shadeen, and then there's just like this ripple in the air. And you watch as this one over here yells out in agony, and you notice a bite mark on it as it takes the damage that you would have taken, which was 30 damage. And then we'll continue trying to attack you
Oh man.
with its weapon that it has in its hand, which looks like a giant spinal column with a skull at the end of it. And you notice that the skull at the end of it looks at you and opens its mouth like it's getting ready to bite you.
I would
Okay.
just like to announce that that's disgusting and I love it.
Well,
I
that was
doubt-
another natural 20, so Natasha's gonna negate it, I guess.
Oh
Down
yeah,
to cloud
to
with
make it a
nibble
regular
mace.
hit, yes.
I will also need you. Oh no, I guess that's automatic. So let me roll this damage. So you will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into you, and as it does so, the skull is going to bite down onto you. You will take an additional 4 piercing damage as it bites into you, and you are now considered grappled by this creature.
Oh gee.
Sorry, I accidentally closed my screen. I am back though. Okay, so now for you, Gabrish, this one right here that you attacked is going to return.
Cool.
That will be 11 to hit, so a miss.
Miss.
That will be a 17 to hit. That's still a miss, correct?
Correct.
And 19 still misses.
Still misses.
Something,
All right.
something, swing, batter.
So it attempts to gouge you with its horns, and you kind of like parry it to the side, and then it comes in twice with its weapon and kind of just glancing your armor, doing nothing. This one over here, though, decides that it likes Val as it looks down and says in Infernal, "I will enjoy feasting on your blood." 22 to hit.
I'll allow it just this once.
You'll allow it.
Okay, that will be 9 points of piercing damage, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
All right. I am within the Paliora, right?
You are.
All right. +3 instead of +0. Let's go.
Let's go.
Just the first one. I forgot to untoggle advantage. So
that looks like depression.
11.
Unfortunately, 11 fails, so you are now prone, and it kind of steps up above you looking down, and then just starts swinging away with its mace that's also a spine with a skull at the end of it trying to bite you.
Nibble.
Cool.
And one's going to hit, the other's going to miss.
Hey, this is fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine.
Okay, so 13 bludgeoning damage from it hitting you, and then it is going to bite into you, dealing extra 7 damage, and you are also considered grappled. You guys can at the, let me read it, start of your turns. Yeah, at the start you can try to get out of it. And then you guys also watch as a couple more creatures appear in the opposite bank.
Leo, hold them off. We got a situation here.
something. We should have thought the wyverns. It's
Expect
fine.
the snow giant, they said. It would be fun, they said.
You
We're
got this,
doing
buddy.
Holy Wednesday.
Man, we don't have a wizard that can cast fireball. They
You
nicely
would,
clumped
but
up.
you would, but he's an asshole and in hell.
What do those guys look like?
Call them nibbles.
I will show you. You've seen another variation of these. You've basically seen all this stuff. These are just different variations. But I will show you a picture. It's kind of the thing that was barking at you guys. But you're out of range, but they run up, kind of waddling your direction. And hey, Raven Knights, it is your turn.
So these guys come up, they're teleporting in. He stabs one, and he continues praying the other one. But he notices the one behind him starts attacking Val. And he's going to whip around, and he's going to start going, as I went down in the valley to pray, studying about that good old way, and just fucking slash at this thing twice. With smite, by the way, because we're getting rid of this motherfucker real quick.
All right, the 25 definitely hits, and 19 that hits as well.
Cool. That and that. That's 20 damage to it already. Let me see about getting 2 smites.
And that is what you see, by the way, Leo.
Wait, do it.
Oh, Jesus.
I have so many questions about this artwork, but I just have to say it's really, really good.
So 35 damage immediately to that thing.
Okay, it is still standing, but it definitely looks like you wounded it.
He continues the song.
All right, that being your turn, Tau, is your turn. As all of a sudden you're being flanked from behind.
Oh god, okay. I'll just move a little bit to the left, and yeah. Bear with me, Shadun. I got this.
As I just stare at you with my, where did it bite me? Like on my arm, shoulder.
Your upper thigh.
Just me trying to grab this thing and off my leg.
Bonus action. I'm gonna rage and 2 swings. Let's see how it goes. Where is it? There it is. 23.
will hit.
All right. That's 17 and 27.
That will also hit.
18. Hopefully that will loosen up his grip a little bit.
All right, so you kind of come back and just go into your fury and start cutting into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you wish to say? Do bonus action?
I'll just I'll just shout back at Leo. Hold them off. We need to deal with the big ones over here.
Leo, you hear that and you look back and you see them fighting these large creatures like you fought before, a little different. And then you turn back and look at just this field of enemies advancing in your direction. Shadeen, it is your turn.
You got this. I don't have bardic inspiration to give you, but you got this.
It takes an action to get out of the grapple, right?
Yep.
I'm just gonna let it hold me.
And
And
just remember, range attacks disadvantage.
Yeah, well, at him. I'm gonna shoot the one that I shot at earlier.
It's all range attacks.
Oh, is it?
Enemy.
Is it? Okay. Huh. Well, I'm still gonna try to shoot
Go for it.
at this one. Well, will you let me point? There we go, that one. Okay, mark disadvantage. Shoot.
That will hit. Okay, as you kind of let another arrow into it, it goes through, and you just watch as like a chunk of his flesh blows out the backside and blood splattering everywhere, and it's kind of like really struggling to stand. Still standing, but struggling
I'm gonna
to.
shoot it one more time. Nope.
All right, 12 will miss.
And as my bonus action, I'll have my Drake attack. So, and I will. Oh, need to pull out my Drake since I fixed it. And I'll have the Drake bite this big sucker right next to us.
All right,
And 11 misses.
Well, unfortunately, miss.
That's it. That's my turn.
All right, Val, it is your turn.
All right, I feel like we are going to just drop my bow on the ground because I've got slightly bigger problems than the like tiny little guys that are around there, and I'm gonna pull out my short sword. And if I'm not moving, I think I can still use my steady aim. It didn't specify that it has to be ranged, so we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna try and stab this thing that's got a hold of me.
You want to stay prone?
I don't think I can move if I'm grappled. My movement speed is 0. I don't know if I can stand up.
Right, and half of 0 is still 0, so...
That's true. Okay, then go ahead. You will have disadvantage on your attack roll.
Okay.
So it'll just be a straight attack roll.
Sounds good. Here we go.
18 will hit, dealing 17 damage.
Yeah, there we go. I think that'll be my turn then.
Alrighty. What is Natasha doing?
She is doing Spirit Guardians at level 5.
That's 15 feet.
Yep.
All right. You all watch as just a bunch of these little, I think it was fairies, just start fluttering about.
I think it's, I don't know, it's whatever she wanted.
That's what it is today.
Yep.
And they don't attack at first. It's just when they start their turn, right?
I believe so. Here, let me see if I can.
I think it's a creature that starts their turn in the beginning of the radius or ends their turn there.
Oh, there we go. I was just about to make it.
When they enter for the first time or start their turn, they make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. And that's her turn, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me move things first. I know they need to make throws, but the stuff's going to move into it because they're not very intelligent creatures.
You got this, Leo.
Oh yeah, you're
Well,
like
good
the
thing I'm right
man,
here
man.
though, with the spirit guardians helping.
Okay, and there's a guy way out here in the field, barely. Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. All right, let me roll this.
All of them have disadvantage, by the way. AC's 21. When the first hit, when I first get hit, then you don't have the roll disadvantage anymore.
All right, well, they will fail. So go ahead. I guess we can just use that 23 damage you already rolled.
23 plus the 7. Okay. So 30.
Okay, so see, as this guy steps into it, he is going to drop. This guy is also going to drop as he just gets swarmed by these little fairies. The rest of them don't drop, but they are definitely now considered bloodied. And you said the first one that rolls on you is at disadvantage?
No, the first one that gets a hit on me that makes a 27 to hit, not 27, a 21 to hit at disadvantage. I lose the disadvantage, or you basically lose the disadvantage and you roll straight rolls. So every hit that you do until you hit a 21 with a disadvantage is at disadvantage. Does that make sense? Cloak of displacement basically
Yes.
gives disadvantage.
Until they hit exactly 21? You hit exactly?
Until they hit me, basically.
Oh, hit you.
Okay, well, here comes 8 attacks. So I will roll these out. And can be a dirty 21, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a straight up miss. That's a 20. Does that hit you?
No, my AC is 21.
Okay, gotcha. This will be sorry, that's gonna be another 20. That will miss. So will that.
So menacing hearing it.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got it.
Okay, they all miss you. So this
just
last
parrying.
this
Like
is,
my life depended on it.
this last one here is going to oh, he saw you first, Leo or Tao. So he's gonna try to hit you. All right. So his first hit is going to miss. Second one will hit.
Mm-hmm.
You'll take 5 points. And that was a critical to a natural 20 as he hits you.
Okay. What damage is that?
For you, it will be 2.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right. So you get swarmed and these things start trying to hit you and you're dodging your around, your cloak kind of bewildering them. It is now your turn, Leo.
Okay. I do not know if this is gonna work, but I'll call out and say the one that's attacking Val, try not to hit him if this works. But before that, I'm gonna attack this one with Great
Well,
Master.
the spirit guardians are going to hit during their next turn.
I know that.
Okay. Just letting you know.
Yeah. So first one 17 to hit
That hits.
for 27 points of damage.
All right. You sink it in deep. He is bloodied and staggering a bit.
Oh no, not this guy, not this guy.
Not this guy?
This
Okay.
one. Yeah, I can't hit it from there. Yeah.
He is dead.
And then I'm just gonna move back. So this one down below, same thing.
Sorry, I thought you were doing something ranged.
No.
15 will hit.
Yeah. 25.
Sorry.
then that is my turn.
Okay, you said this one down here?
Mhm.
All right, you cut into him as well. Dropping him dead. That was the 14, but still hits. You said that's your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Gabrish, are you still keeping an eye back where you guys came?
It's a little distracting, gotta say, with two big guns on both sides of me. One which is brutalizing my friend with the nibble mace. So we're gonna go with a real hard nah.
All right. Well, then it will be their turn. This one here, still biting into you. Actually, he needs to make his save, which he will fail.
You want me to roll?
Yep.
I
Roll
got a
new
question.
damage.
Can I use my reaction at any point during their turn, or no?
It has to be something that triggers it.
Wow.
Does not say anything. Okay, I'll use it after they attack. That's what I'll do. Because this is what I'm planning on doing.
Whatever the ability is, it should tell you what kind of things can trigger it. Like if it's an ally making a saving throw or the enemy making an attack, it should tell you.
Yeah, your trigger is when a creature you see within 30 feet of you ends their turn. Then you
Okay,
get,
yeah,
you
I
get your
see it.
reaction.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do to that one once his turn's end.
Okay,
Do
well,
what you need to do.
he failed, took his damage from the spirit guardians. The maul is still holding on to Val, so he can't use it. So instead, he's just going to kick and claw. So that will be 3 attacks against you, Val.
Cool, cool, cool.
That will be a 12, which misses.
A 12 actually misses, just barely though.
So 19 will hit you, and then
Reaction
Actually-
time.
I forgot that they have advantage against you, so gotta make a couple more dice rolls.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't
Is-
stand up. I probably should have stood up.
Is it moving out of my attacks range?
No, I think I'm accidentally hitting buttons while I push my press to talk. Sorry.
I got giddy for a second. I'm like,
Okay, so from the first one, as it kind of like rakes into you, you're gonna take 11 points of slashing damage.
All right, I'm fine. I'm still fine. We got 26 hit points left. We're good.
keep saying that, but you sound very worried.
It's because I have an AC of 13 and I've got 26 hit points left.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's gonna be less as you take another 13 points of bludgeoning damage as it kicks you.
It just
so-
kicks.
I'm gonna kick a girl while she's down. This is
Yeah,
so
so
rude.
it's
This
basically-
is sexist. That's what it is. This demon is sexist.
Yes, please tell the demon how it's sexist. That'll make it stop.
Right, right.
It's basically holding this spine, and the skull at the end of it's just biting into you, and then it just rakes down with one hand, misses, and then comes back again, gets you, and then kicks you with a hoof. And that is the end of its turn. What you wish to do, Leo?
So
I'm just
it
gonna
needs to
say, see,
make
I
a-
told you I was fine.
It needs to make a wisdom save, so I invoke the stone rune. I have this character on D&D Beyond, and it tells me the DC is 16.
16, and it's a wisdom save, you said?
Yes.
Mhm.
If he fails
Alright.
the save, he is charmed by me for 1 minute.
Well, 15 plus a 2 is 17, so it actually succeeds.
He makes it. So that's fine.
You watch as it kind of like a horse shakes its head a little bit, looks over at you, and then just looks back down at Val as he's holding the mace still attached to her. This one
did you-
here,
Yell, that did work.
He is going to make his roll for his. That is a save. Do they take half damage on the Spirit Guardians?
On a save for Spirit Gardens, I believe it does.
Yeah, scrolling up, I think it's half, right?
Yeah, on a successful
it's-
save, it takes half.
It takes half.
All right, so it will still take the damage as it turns and starts laying into Natasha. Obviously, seeing the magical stuff that she's doing and realizing that this dude's in heavy armor is not worthy cause.
Oh no! Bring it! Kidding. This is gonna hurt. Maybe.
You're going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage as it nails you with the maul, or Natasha. And then as it nails you, it's going to bite in. Given another 1 point of piercing damage, and Natasha's now grappled. And then its next attack is going to hit. Dealing 10 more points of damage to Natasha.
Okay.
And then these guys appear that everybody think look hilarious. They start moving in. And just to read you the description from the book, this horridly deformed creature walks on thick human legs sprouting from the side of an arched torso. Its face is a toothy maw beneath piggish eyes. The creature is draped in a bizarre collection of fabrics beneath a brass humanoid head strapped to its humped back. And let's see if it's close enough to use its attack.
Thing to say.
That is going to be on Val, and one's going to be on you, Tal.
Would it be disadvantage on Val because she has a height advantage and is currently prone?
That is true. I will allow that.
Hey, thanks.
And that will be a
13 hit
miss.
points.
Don't even worry about it. I got you.
Trust.
I'm trying to be a good paladin.
Does 11 hit you, Tal?
No.
All right. So you watch as these things kind of waddle awkwardly over and just open their mouths really wide, and it's a bark. And you can watch as like this force of energy comes out behind it and just flies into the air, missing both of you. And Raven Knight, it is your turn.
Question. Rune Knight, did your shit succeed or fail?
Oh, I need to
Oh,
make a
good.
Constitution saving throw, or do I wait till my turn?
You would have to do it now, because
Yeah, you do it now.
yeah.
I still have the Paladin aura since he's next to me, so Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
16. It's
Okay,
still
how
way
much
up.
damage did you take?
Yeah, I took a lot, so it's gone. Because
Well,
17
it's
was the
half.
first. 17
It's
was the
half of
first
the
hit.
damage. Yeah, it's per hit. It's not total.
Yeah. Then the one.
I
Or wait,
think,
then 10. The 17, 10, then the one.
Then yeah, you still have it up.
Okay.
All
right. Continue, Raven Knight.
So I am going to do a thing. Gabris is using one of these little raven feathers to cast. Is going to cast Spirit Shroud as his weapon is shrouded with a, just a bunch of feathers swirling around it. And let me just see if I can't. Sure, why not? This seems fun. Spirit Shroud. Let's just fucking go nuts. So let's see. That's going to be I'm going to continue attacking Biggin. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
24 hits, 13 misses.
Cool. We're gonna sprinkle a smite on that, so it's that and that, and because I'm just feeling like an asshole, really. Okay, that much radiant damage. So it's going to be okay. That's 14, 25 damage to this boy.
Okay, your blade sinks in deep and just blinding light. And this thing yells out in anguish and turns and scowls at you angrily. It is barely standing, but still standing.
Oh, who shall wear the robe and crown? And we continue.
All right, Tal, it is your turn.
Okay. So, I'm gonna use Great Weapon Master with Reckless.
Good choice.
So this can go either horribly wrong or great.
No, you got this.
Go ahead, roll your
That's gonna be what? 16.
16 will hit.
Okay. For 18.
All right.
And that I presume that hits as well.
You're
Yes.
using Great Weapon Master, correct?
Yes.
You add 10 to that too.
Oh,
So
I thought I already. Oh, I didn't
20,
pick it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll be back again real quick. Okay, sorry.
you're good.
I didn't tick the box for damage, only for the use of attack.
Yep, that's where you get those big attacks. Start hit 50s.
To be fair, if I did score critical, I would be able to attack twice more, I think, because I got Slasher and Great Weapon Master allow me to attack again.
Yeah, for this class.
What barbarian are you?
I'm
Wendy.
the new one. I'm the what is it? The Trophy Hunter.
Ah,
Yeah, the one suggested.
yeah. Great Webmaster is awesome. If you hit a crit.
Gonna do swinging around a great weapon, but I decided to focus on defense. I'm not yet regretting my decision.
I mean, look at me. I'm on defense.
Yeah. Attaboy. Now
Yeah,
we just have the
Natasha's
house.
helping you so much right now, though, too.
Yeah.
It's a team effort, okay?
Oh, all of it's a team effort.
This is all a team effort. Chris is like, no, 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 bad, bad, die, bad.
Yeah, if I had the charm going, that would have been perfect. Because then I can just tell it to run away. Or drop Val and run. That's what my goal was.
Just for it to teleport back instantly.
Hey, at least do a dropper and she could get up.
Or you just tell it to drop her and lay prone.
Depending on how far it ran, though, like it's might require like its action to teleport back in.
I'm just waiting for this stone giant to get up. Not gonna
Right.
lie.
Or for somebody to have like Raise Dead or
Yeah.
like Anime Dead, whatever it is.
Yep. Drake, has your Drake been attacking?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing his best, okay? Don't be judgy.
I was like, is it still on like
Dodge mode. Yeah. I don't know. Well, just now I was able to hit it and I missed with it, so. I'm going to try to hit with it again, but still.
Yeah, the infused strikes for the what's it called, Drake Warden class is pretty dope. When you get people that can like roll with advantage,
Yeah.
potentially get crits.
Mm-hmm. It
I
just
pretty much use it every time I can. Like every time I come up to my turn, I'll either use it on myself or the person before me.
yeah.
That way, it's always using its reaction.
Yep. I'm using it basically so it's poison right now, so I have a disadvantage or advantage against poison too.
Yeah.
But I wish it was acid. I would have had an advantage towards acid, but I didn't know that.
Well, I went with lightning.
I was thinking about it.
There's not
Okay.
that many resistances, but
Yep. Welcome back.
I'm back. Everybody here?
back.
Yes, we're all here.
Okay. So how much damage did you do?
52 with Great Weapon Master.
$52. You said.
Yes.
I think
All
it's
of those
both.
plus 20.
Yeah, both of those combined.
All right. He is still standing, but you like managed to chop off parts of his body, and there's just this green reddish blood just oozing out all over the place.
Lovely.
And that's your turn.
Yep.
All right, Shadeen, it is your turn.
And I can shoot my bow at it at disadvantage still, right? The thing grappling me.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna shoot my bow, try to shoot it right in its dumb, nasty face.
Go for it. 11 misses. 20 hits. So as it's kind of reeling back, it's still holding the maw, that the club that's attached to you, and your buddy's just cutting into it. You shoot one arrow and it flies wild, and it turns and looks at you as you loose the other one, just pulling back on the string, and this arrow magically appearing and just flies right into his skull and falls over dead. Oddly enough, the thing is still attached to you, and you think you hear growling sounds coming from it.
Oh no.
Val, it is your turn.
Domestic.
So, she's definitely been in a better spot. And I think that she's gonna definitely take a stab at it, but I think it's after she's going to use her Radiant Soul. This one here. So I don't know if you had the artwork that I sent for when she does it, but
I do, but it's not uploaded.
that's okay. So spoiler alert, she's not human. Don't tell anybody. She wants to keep it secret. And she's gonna try and take a stab at the guy that's been grappling her.
Ooh.
I think if so, grappled and prone. Am I able to stand up? Because I'd like to. If I can.
I mean, you're not moving, but it does take half of your movement to stand up, and since it's 0, I would say you can't.
Okay, sounds good. Well, then I will just attempt to use my steady aim to counter the disadvantage.
All right. 23 hits. And that is definitely more than enough. As this thing kind of getting ready to come back in and claw you again, you just unleash your angelic side, celestial side, and this thing seems to take satisfaction as you do that, and all of a sudden your sword just pierces up into its rib cage, and it just goes limp and collapses. Weapons still attached to you, though.
You
And
could have done that earlier.
you think you hear it growling. Anything else you wish to do?
I can't move, I don't think, with steady aim. Let me hang on just one sec.
Well,
All right, after the fact, I have not moved.
you're still
Does that
grappled
count
though.
standing up? Yeah.
Well, the thing isn't holding you guys down. You just now have this weapon attached to you, seemingly growling.
Can I use my bonus action to like take it off or something like that. Or no, I can't because I use that for my Super Saiyan.
Correct. So brings
I
us
guess that's my
to
turn then.
brings us to Natasha.
Natasha is gonna look over at Val and grab her shoulder, and at the 4th level, cast Cure Wounds.
Hey, let's go.
There you go, 15 hit points.
And I think that's all I can do. I don't think I have any cantrips that are bonus actions, so
You can move your.
I can move.
I was gonna say if you want to move the radiant weapon.
Yeah, okay, I guess that's one thing to do. I keep forgetting about that. Alright, so 20
What's
feet.
the movement on it?
I think it's
30
20 feet. No, it's 20 feet.
Is it 20?
Yeah.
Where do you want it?
Yeah, it's 20 feet. 1, 5, 10. Come on, click. Right there.
All right.
And I guess I can move it and attack at the same time?
Should be able to.
So I want to hit this one. Yeah,
All right, go for it.
it says move and repeat the action against the target. Okay. Sorry, I'm new to this stuff. There we go.
16, I believe. Yeah, will hit.
All right. What did I cast it at? 2? Just regular? I think I did.
Yeah, I think he cast that as base spell level.
Yeah, I did. 10. Just trying to remember. I think it was
Alright.
the Holy Guardian, or the Guardians, or whatever it was at level 5.
Then that will filter or move on up, and you're doing this guy.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, he gets bloodied from that. And they all got to make their saving throws. At least the ones in the circle.
No, because the. Oh yeah, you're still concentrating on that. Never mind.
That will be a failure, so go ahead and roll.
Does it take a spell slot, or is it just the once? Right?
It's just the once, and then they
it's-
do damage every turn.
Okay, well, that's where I casted it at, and that's what it is. Big damage, big damage.
Yes,
29 points.
and they all failed. All right, so only one of them left. Gonna try to swing at you. I didn't have luck against you. I'm not totally stupid, so it's gonna try to tag sheet in, and it's gonna miss. And that brings us to you, Leo, as you just watch all these angelic beings just cut down these creatures surrounding you.
All right. I step up to this guy and attack him. Same thing. So 18 to hit
18 will hit.
or 27 points of damage. Second attack, natural 20.
Oh.
Oof.
Go ahead, roll your damage. All right, so you step up to this one, and just with the training you have, you manage to slice into it, and then again cut into it, and you just watch as it collapses dead.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So 5, 10. I'll move here, and that's my. Oh wait, I can do bonus action.
Another
with that,
attack, yeah.
correct?
You should have what is it? Action surge.
No.
You are a fighter, right?
Well, and he has a bonus action for killing something after that, too. So,
Yeah. Something with that. Was that right?
yeah, you can make,
Make
one
one melee
melee
attack as
with
bonus
as a
action.
bonus action.
I'll hit this one in front of me.
All right, and we'll take a -5 penalty, but go ahead and roll.
15.
15 will hit that guy.
Ooh. Or 27. So I think the AC for them is either 14 or 15.
This one, oddly enough, as you stepped up to it, seemed untouched. Seems like you're the first one dealing damage to it. You do bloody it, but it is standing. Anything else you wish to do?
I think I did 15 feet of movement. Let's see here. Yeah, no, that's my turn.
All right. So these two guys, this one up here is going to bark at you, Tao, and it's going to miss. And
It has advantage
has advantage. Okay, let me roll again.
because I use reckless.
That's still a miss.
Yeah. Okay.
He's going to turn and start waddling away. This one here is going to shoot at Natasha and miss. And he is going to turn and start waddling away. As that happens, those things now having gone silent, but for a while were just screeching at the top of their lungs. You guys watch, or hear rather, beating of wings and see from direction you'd come from 6 wyverns enter into the fray.
Oh, right, I suppose I was supposed to be right.
God damn it, Gabrus!
I was doing something!
God damn it.
I'm trying so hard to keep my shit together.
But they don't manage to reach you yet. They are up in the air. I will add markers to them to indicate that. But Gabrus, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to get by Val, kind of like lean over. When you can do that shit, please do it earlier next time. I'm going to hold an attack for when these things like dive bomb us so I could stab it in the face.
All right. And Tal, it is your turn.
How high in the air are they?
At this point, they're kind of like coming from a distance and then swooping down towards you. They're about like 70 feet up right now.
Okay. Then I'll just finish off the guy next to me. Without reckless or great weapon master, that should suffice without him.
Okay, go ahead. That hits.
Oh wait, plus raging, so that's gonna be +2, so that's 11.
Yeah.
Still standing.
Yep, still standing. That will hit. That was 16. That is enough to cut him down.
Okay, and now I'm waiting with others for them to arrive at our location.
Okay. And Shideen, it is your turn.
I don't know if I want to shoot at those blob things behind us or just start wailing on a wyvern.
Wyverns,
Or, I
just
mean-
to set the scene, the wyverns are swooping in your direction. The blob things are running away.
Yeah, I guess the biggest threat are the wyverns.
You can do what you wish. I'm just setting the scene for you.
Yeah. Well, can I? Well, it's going to take an action for me to get that stupid thing off my leg. Since was it still technically giving me disadvantage?
No,
No? Okay.
it's just like attached to you now. It seems to kind of be shifting and moving and growling.
But it's not doing any damage.
Nope.
Oh.
You take it that the main point was the guy holding on to it.
Okay. Well, I'm not
Now
going to
he's
worry about
dead.
it then. And I'm going to shoot at this one right here.
All right, shoot.
Oh, wait. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark first. Then I'm going to shoot.
18 will hit.
And that's the Hunter's Mark with it as well. So that's 22 damage, and I'm gonna shoot at it again.
17 will hit.
And the 18 damage. And I'm going to back up.
All right.
And-
Just to make you all aware, these rocks are big rocks. So anybody wants to use those, but you back up.
Okay, yep. And I need my Drake to follow me as well.
All right.
And since
You
I don't have
should
I
have.
don't have control over it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's fine there. Thank you. My turn is finished.
Try moving around now. I gave you control. Then that will bring us to Val.
Yep, I'm able to.
It is. I had scrolled down on the turn order list and I was very confused for a minute, but we're good. She will go ahead and stand up because I think she should be able to do that now.
Yep.
And she'll respond to Gabris about like religious people don't get to tell her what to do, right? Before she's going to grab her bow and take a shot at one of these.
Coming from the lady who nearly died, but okay, sure.
Go ahead and give
I
it a
believe
tap.
that I used some of my movement to stand, so this won't be at advantage
Oh, yeah,
from
that's
steady
right.
aim.
17 will hit. Which one you shooting at?
Hang on 1 second, because that should just be 6 plus 10, because I don't think I get sneak attack damage on them.
Nope.
And I'll attack this one here, because it's just kind of like front into the middle, and things are a little bit chaotic.
All right. So 16 damage.
Yes.
All right. So you scrabble up and turn and look as these screeching wyverns are swooping in on all of you, and just unleash an arrow into it. And that will bring us to Natasha.
All right. How does everyone look? Like,
Untouched.
I'm a
Yeah,
little
we're-
bit below half, but I should be all right.
Okay.
We're okay for the most part.
Okay, well, I'm going to, just in the spirit of things, cast Death Ward on Val.
All right.
Aw, thanks.
I'll put this on you just to remember.
And since it's not a concentration, I still have my Spirit Guardians up, and I want my spiritual weapon to move 20 feet, trying to get in close to me, as friend as me as possible. Since I don't have control of that either.
Yeah. Move it there.
And that will be
Or I
Natasha's
guess you
turn.
can put it there if you want.
Yeah, if that's 20 feet, that's 20 feet. I want it as far as possible. Thank you.
Okay. Guess we'll go through this turn real quick. So Leo, what do you wish to do?
So what I'm gonna do is, what was it? Where is it at? Bonus action. I'm going to use Giant Smite to make myself large, so twice my size, just to become a target.
Okay, boom. You have grown.
And then I'm going to hold my action. How big are these wyverns, by the way?
I mean, they're large creatures. They're pretty big.
Ooh, might be a bad idea.
I mean, at your size, you'd be able to like wrestle with them and stuff.
Yeah, I mean at this point. And how high are they, or how far are they away from us?
Well, they're like 15 feet out, but they're, I think I said 60 feet up, 70, something like that,
Yeah.
swooping down.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hold my action to one of them that comes close. I'll lose my rage though.
All right. And then these guys will just continue running away, watching their friends get felled. And then it's the wyvern's turn. So question, would you guys like to call it here for the night? And we can pick back up next Saturday, hopefully with Natasha at the helm of her character.
Yes,
Or you wanna
I
keep
think
going?
so.
Yeah.
This is
That'd
a
be
good
fine with
point
me.
to stop.
Yep.
Alright,
I
well-
marked everything that I've used for her, so.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you guys for showing up. Sorry, I had our
okay.
toddler is teething, so I had to go take care of that a couple
No
times.
The
worries.
baby
You're all
Viking.
good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had fun. Hopefully you guys did too, and
Was
I'll
fun.
see y'all all next Saturday.
Yep.
Yep.
See you then.
Sounds good. Y'all have a great night.
Yep.
Yeah. Good night.
I have a question. Did anybody update their XP
No,
so far?
No.
I did.
What's our
it's
current XP?
it's all in there.
Uh,
It's in the tracker since we started at the
One
base
moment.
of 10.
Our current XP is 68816.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And I will give you guys XP for the stuff you killed this session, aside from the wyverns, of course.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for
Yep,
hosting.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here and playing.